Hey, it's Mr. Todd. Presenting here as a stack of pancakes, and the goal is to show you a couple of blocks that have been around in Patch World for a long time, but some of you maybe want to know a little bit more about what they do. First one is this amazing block called the Set Materials block. It's easily found in your library if you just use the locator down here at the bottom and type in Set Materials, and it pops right up. So all we got to do is we got to find something to put the material on. So I've got a shape over here, and this shape is just a sphere. And if I pull with my trigger button, this tag, it changes this shape into that particular thing. Now, the cool thing about this is that it can do a bunch of things within just the framework of materials. And everybody's seen materials, how they work and everything, right? But the cool thing is you can also use it to put different images on. So I'm going to show you how to do that today. This is a camera that is showing everything in my world right now. Right now, you just see me. Now, if I decide to, well, this is kind of a cool effect. If I decide to bring in a AR window and say put it behind me or whatever, I don't know, it doesn't matter. You know, this is something that you can always see the world around you, and in case you're wanting to play on a keyboard or something like that, or you're wanting to make sure that you're still functioning within everything. But you can also just use pass-through and see everything. Don't want you to see everything. Just want you to see what I want you to see, which is me. All right. So the cool thing also is that all this stuff can be used with controllers or with hands. And hand tracking is really pretty awesome with this this app. You know, we can go through the different panels. Yeah. The other cool thing is you come down to here where it says main texture and use a thing called use color texture. And I pull this tag over to this, and then all of a sudden, the image that's coming through the camera, it becomes part of the material. So now the material is live. So anything that I can have on here, or anything that will come out of this material block, will be seen by this. All right? So that's kind of cool for like live effects and stuff. But also, you can change the way the live image is oriented. And you can do that by patching things. Now, the thing about patching things, I don't want to be worrying about these levers all the time. So I've got over here, I've got these oscillators that are set on kind of a automatic. And this right now is not set to sync with anything. But if we wanted to, we could sync it with the beat and make it so the minimum and the maximum is not too much, or we can make it so it's super a lot. And then, like, I've got another one over here that's connected to a saw wave. Let's try to change this up a little bit, maybe so that the buttons are a little bit different, the rate's a little faster maybe. And that changes to, so this is sync. Let's take that off sync. Let's see what happens. And make the rate a lot faster. And make the minimum and the maximum a little bit different. So we see a little bit of the changes there. And now we have a different thing going on in the material. Pretty nifty. So now this is cool when you have one shape, but you can also make a bunch of different shapes happen at once using repeat block. And just like we did before, if we look in our library, we find things like a repeat block. And a repeat block will take anything, any shape, and we'll repeat it. And how many times do you want to repeat it? Where do you want to repeat it? Do you want it Z, Y, X? Do you want it 5 times? Do you want it 20 times? Also, it'll do things like change the stiffness. Now, like that'll be cooler when you're doing more animated stuff. And also when you're using the gizmos. What's a gizmo? Well, let me show you. The gizmo is when you're in edit mode, you move this. The gizmos kind of give more control to how the repeated blocks work. You might have seen a little bit of a a sneak peek of something I was going to show you a little bit later. But also in Patchworld, you can generate skyboxes with AI, just using an AI agent in-house, and just ask for it to give you, oh, I don't know, the world burning. Yeah, so that's something you can do. I've got it right now on a set visible block, and the set visible block is connected to this guy. You can't see it because I've hid the wires here, but in play mode, you can literally just turn it off and turn it on if it's scary, if it's too scary. What other cool thing you can do? As I told you, you can use the camera for live feed stuff. Check this out. So this is a live camera, and you wouldn't believe where it's connected. It's actually connected to me. So now you can actually see me live. Well, if that's the case, then couldn't you just, oh, look, I'm everywhere. Now the live feed is affecting the set materials block. Pretty cool. Now, let's take that over here. That's one of my favorite blocks to work with, is the set materials block. Oh, by the way, for those of you that don't know what this is just a web browser block. And the web browser block lets you put in whatever, and I put a Zoom meeting in. So what a great image that is. Yeah. All right. So the cool thing too is, like, we have other that's just one block. That's just one block. That's the set materials block. You can have things going from the image. You can have things moved by the different LFOs that are doing stuff. Make this go super fast, and then whatever is coming through is affected by that. Whether it's me, right? So now it's this crazy moving sphere. Now the sphere could be any mesh. What do you mean any mesh? Exactly what I just said. Any mesh. Let's say you have a mesh that looks like this. Now, meshes in Patch, you can actually make them also be, 3D meshes you can make with the onboard AI asset maker as well. Yeah. So now you've got the live camera toilet, which is great. But then what if you wanted the live toilet Todd on the toilet situation? Don't always want to see videos of that, but it actually works. Pretty sick. All right. So that is the set materials block in a nutshell. And what a nutshell it was. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the Discord, and I'll tell you more about it. This is one of my favorite devices, one of my favorite blocks in the whole of Patchworld. So we'll see you next time.